Today's video is going to be a little bit different because we'll be talking about some entry-level niche fragrances, if you will. So if you're interested, then just keep watching. Hi, my name is Ayesha from simplyayesha.com. Here on YouTube, I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So as I said, in today's video, we'll be talking about some niche and or luxury designer fragrances that I feel would be good starting places for people who are just kind of dipping their toes into higher end or more unique fragrances. So I decided to do a series that is really for people that are either just getting into fragrance or that are just getting into niche fragrance, people that just really want to step up their fragrance game. And I will be doing this series here on YouTube, but also on TikTok and Instagram. So if you guys are interested in more content like that, make sure you're following me over there as well, because I have a few videos or a few things lined up that I want to talk about in this set of videos. If I do more of these videos here on YouTube, I will make a playlist and link that for you all. So definitely check that out as well. So the fragrances we're going to talk about today, I really wanted to think about fragrances that would be easy to understand for people that are not super into unique fragrances. So this is kind of for those people who may only kind of stick with designer fragrances, like you're only used to shopping at, say, like Macy's and getting whatever you can get there. This is kind of the video for you, because these fragrances, I feel like they're easy to understand and they are unique enough that in normal crowds, you are going to smell different. You're not going to smell like the person standing next to you for the most part. Now, if you're at a fragrance convention, hey, I can't speak for that. But in normal populations, you are not gonna smell like the person standing next to you. So they're a little unique, but they're also easy to understand and wearable. And also for this video, I tried to keep it different because I feel like on my channel, not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. I feel like I have a really good mix of fragrances. So I have like really popular ones, but I also have some lesser known ones, and that doesn't stop me from loving them any more or any less. So even if something's very popular, that doesn't mean I don't love it, but I also have fragrances in my collection that are not very popular that I love. And so I feel like for me, I'm able to give you all some selections that just may not be the run-of-the-mill ones that you hear in every one of these videos. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these fragrances. So this first one is kind of an honorable mention, and you guys will see why. But the fragrance that I want to talk about first is Baccarat Rouge 540. Now, the reason this is an honorable mention is no matter how you feel about Baccarat Rouge 540, I'm sure you have heard of it. I'm sure that you can respect how this came in and kind of changed the game. Now this fragrance is one that I feel like people know whether they are into fragrance or not. Like they at least know the name of it, they've heard of it, they smelled a dupe of it, they smelled the original. So this is kind of the fragrance that I feel like if you were to walk into, say, Nordstrom and you said you want to try out a different unique fragrance, they're probably going to point you in this direction because it's just a very likable, well-known scent. So if you have not smelled Baccarat Rouge 540, I don't know how, but if you have not, this is a sweet, airy kind of sponge sugar type smell. It has saffron in it. It gives it a bit of sweet spiciness. And for some people, they say they get a medicinal vibe. I feel like I used to get that when I first got this fragrance. I don't get that anymore, but I did want to mention that because that could turn you off from the fragrance, especially the first time you wear it. Now, for some people, this fragrance does play the disappearing game, meaning that you really can't smell it on yourself or you'll smell it in little wafts. However, I will say overall, the performance on BR 540 is very good and people around you will smell it on you. So that's BR 540. This is the honorable mention, but I will say that if this is not something that you want to get, like say if you like this scent profile, but you don't want to get this because you still feel like it's a little bit too mainstream for you, the option that I really wanted to bring up is this one from Electimus, and this is called Trajan. And I feel like this is the citrusy take on Baccarat Rouge 540. So to me, this has that BR 540 DNA, but it doesn't smell like a dupe. It smells like it could be a flanker almost, because it has this like bright citrusy opening to it, and it kind of sticks around the entire life of this fragrance. And I find that this makes this more summertime appropriate. It makes it feel a bit more full. Like, it's airy, but it's not as airy as Baccarat Rouge 540. And I feel like it's just overall an easier wear. I also find that people don't tend to pick up any type of medicinal note in this fragrance. So this may be one that you want to consider. I love this. I feel like this would make a great recommendation for somebody that's just getting into niche fragrances, because it's just that very likable scent profile, and it's something sort of familiar but with a twist, and still very extremely well done, and can be worn year round. I tend to wear this just spring and summer, but y'all know I have a huge collection. For those of you who are just starting out, who have a smaller collection, I definitely feel like you could wear this one year round, pretty much any occasion. So again, that is Trajan from Electimus. So now that we got those two out of the way, the rest of these fragrances will be in no particular order. So this next fragrance I have is from Dior Privé, and this is Eden Rock. Now, I know some of you all are thinking, okay, Dior, that's a regular designer fragrance. And yes, Dior is a designer brand. However, I decided to include some luxury designers in this lineup, because a lot of the luxury designers have like a private line or a privé line, a higher end line that you don't see like in your regular Macy's. So in order for you to like get this fragrance out of this line from Dior, you would have to go to a Dior boutique. I'm not sure if some Saks sell it. I'm pretty sure they don't, but I think you would have to either go to a Dior boutique or order this online. So even though it is a well-known designer brand, this is not the one that everybody in your family is going to be wearing. So again, this one is Eden Rock from Dior Privé, and this is a beautiful scent for the summer. Now, I have to say, before we talk about this fragrance, I hope y'all cannot hear my lawn guy outside. He just showed up, and I feel like if I don't film this now, I'm not gonna have a chance to finish filming this. So we're gonna do it. Hopefully you can't hear him, but if you can, I apologize. Hopefully he will not take too long. Anyway, this is an amazing scent. So this one is bright, it's fresh, it's kind of aquatic. It has this bit of a salty feel to it. It gives it this very elegant but fresh profile, and I really enjoy this one. It does have coconut in there. However, if you're not a fan of coconut, I don't think that should steer you away from this fragrance, because the coconut to me kind of is just in the background, kind of provides a bit of creaminess. Overall, I think of this as more of an aquatic scent, but not like straight up like seawater. It doesn't smell like that. There is some tropical florals in here as well that just lend a little bit of sweetness to it, so it's not like such a blue fragrance. And overall, I just find this to be perfect for hot weather. Now, this is not something I would wear when it's cold, but in the hot weather, I feel like this wears beautifully. Whenever I think about this fragrance, I think about a super luxurious beach vacation like in the south of France. This fragrance was actually inspired by the Eden Rock Hotel, which I believe is in the south of France, which is a very luxurious hotel only meant for the wealthy. So I love this. It makes me feel just very elegant and clean, but also tropical. So again, that is Eden Rock from Dior. This next fragrance is from Parfums de Marley, and no, it's not the famous Delina, although I do think that is a good fragrance for starting out in the niche world if you're into rose fragrances, but this is not that fragrance. This fragrance is Valaya. So this is the new girl on the block from Parfums de Marley, and I feel like it's a great option for pretty much anybody. I mean, with any of these fragrances, you don't have to be a beginner to wear them. I'm not saying that at all. All of these fragrances are in my collection, and I don't consider myself a beginner at all. However, I feel like Valaya is just a very likable fragrance, easy to wear. So when I smell this, I get like a bright, citrusy, musky, slightly woody, but airy scent. It is gorgeous. This would make a great like signature fragrance if you're into that sort of thing, because I feel like there is no weather that you couldn't wear this in. It will go well summer, spring, winter, fall. I wouldn't necessarily wear it out on date night, especially not in the winter. But you honestly could. If you're a one fragrance type of person, I feel like this could work for anything. It's so elegant and pretty, but at the same time, it has this presence to it. It lasts a long time, which I know is important when you're spending this kind of money. So although it is a lighter fragrance, in my opinion, it lasts a long time. So I feel like you get your money's worth, sort of, if you purchase this fragrance. But it is beautiful. Easy to wear. I do consider this to be pretty feminine. I couldn't really picture a man wearing this, But if you're a woman watching this, I feel like you just can't go wrong with Valaya. I don't see how anybody could dislike this. It may not be their cup of tea, like they may not see what the hype is, but I feel like most people would enjoy this. It's almost like one of those safe blind buy type scents. So again, that is Valaya from Parfums de Marley. This next fragrance is from Nobile 1942, and this is La Danza del Libellule. Now, besides the name, the fragrance is not that hard to understand. Like the name is doing a lot, but the fragrance itself is simple but done gorgeously. So whenever I smell this fragrance, I think of like a sparkling caramel apple cider, if that is such a thing. That's what it smells like to me. So I get sweet, like juicy apple. I get some caramel, even though I don't think caramel is a listed note. And I get this very sparkling nature to it. And that's pretty much it. It is a linear fragrance, but it wears so well on the skin. To me, this covers you like a mist, not like a body mist, but like it covers you in this sheer veil of fragrance that still has this presence though. It's not a skin scent, but it's not super heavy. It's not offensive, and it just smells good. It smells sweet without being cloying. It smells gourmand without being juvenile. It is just gorgeous. And again, this is one that I feel like I can wear year round. I tend to wear this spring, summer, fall, just because I feel like it's a little bit light for me for the winter, but you definitely could wear it in winter if this is your vibe. And it's like, you have to get your nose on this. If an apple fragrance sounds good to you, this is one you need to try. And I actually just saw this the other day for like $100. So if it's still that price or still available, check out my description box. I will link it, but this is so good. And I guarantee you will not smell like your coworker. So again, that is Nobile 1942 La Danza. The next fragrance that I want to share with you is from Amouage, and this one is called Love Delight. So this is a newer fragrance to my collection. I just did a video all about this fragrance. So if you're interested in this, definitely check that video out. But in short, this is a sweet, like marshmallow floral scent. The florals in here are bright. They are a little bit zesty because there is a ginger note in this fragrance. And overall, this gives me happy vibes. Although it has like a marshmallow or vanilla note in it, it doesn't come off too sweet. It's more so like a sweet fluffiness, almost a creaminess to this fragrance. It is gorgeous. It's something that I feel like a lot of women will love. Again, I can't see a man wearing this, but I feel like a lot of women will love this, and you could probably wear this year round. For me, this is going to be spring, summer, because when I smell it, it smells like spring. But if you're the type of person who likes to wear your fragrances year round, this one definitely has enough presence to it that you could wear it year round. So again, that is Amouage Love Delight. Check out my review video if you want to know more. The next fragrance I have is from Mesa Mataha, and this is Escapade Gourmand. So this fragrance is going to be for those of you out there who are looking for a vanilla scent, because that's what this is. This is a beautiful vanilla that is sweet. It's warm. It kind of has this caramel undertone to it. It reminds me of like creme brulee. And on me, this really warms up on my skin and becomes just so delicious smelling. I cannot stop sniffing myself when I wear this. Now, I know some of you all aren't into vanilla, but maybe if you're trying to step your foot in and you think you like vanilla fragrances, this is the one that I would definitely recommend. It is expensive, but with all of these fragrances, more than likely you can get a decant or a sample. In my description box, I always have where I get my samples from generally, or decants from if I decide to order those. So check out my description box for those links. But if you can swing it, I definitely feel like this is worth the money for a vanilla fragrance. If you're looking for more of a plain vanilla that performs well, that smells really high quality, this is one that I thoroughly enjoyed. It can be layered with a lot of different things. It can be worn on its own. It can be worn year round, although I do prefer it when it's colder. But I have worn this in the heat and it wasn't doing the most. Like it's just really well done vanilla. Not too complicated, but well done and delicious smelling all the same. So again, that is Mesa Mataha Escapade Gourmand. The next fragrance I have is from Armani Privé, and this is Santal Dan Shah. So this fragrance is a woody fragrance, and I really like this fragrance. I know sometimes if you're thinking about fragrance and you're really not used to looking at notes and all that, woody fragrances may sound like something you're scared of. However, something like Santal Dan Shah could work out really well for you. So this is a woody sandalwood scent The sandalwood in here kind of gives off vibes of pencil shavings, but in the best, most smooth way possible. So you get that woodiness, but it's not sharp. And then you also get some very light spices in here. And the spices kind of come off to me like warm spices. Like if you told me cinnamon was in this fragrance, I would believe you. I don't know if it is because I don't remember the notes on this fragrance, but it kind of smells like there could be a warm spice in here like cinnamon, but it's all just very like lightly done. Not that this is a light fragrance, but the spices in here are light. The sandalwood in here is fresh smelling, but still on that softer, more round side. This is a beautiful fragrance that not a lot of people talk about, but it's honestly so well done. Perfect for day-to-day use. You could wear this year round. And although I believe this is an eau de toilette, it actually performs very well in my opinion. I feel like I can get about maybe 7 hours or so out of this fragrance, and it's just really, really well done. If you like something like Le Labo Santal 33, but that's too strong for you, maybe check this one out. This one is kind of in that same vein, but much more, to me, it smells much more elegant because it's just more well-rounded in my opinion. So again, that is Santal d'Ancha from Armani Privé. This next fragrance is from Killian, and this is called I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess. We call her Princess for short. This fragrance is beautiful. Now, I have an older bottle of it, so now if you're looking for this fragrance, it will look different. I'll try to pop a picture up for you all, but it will look different, but the formula is still the same. So this fragrance is a marshmallow fragrance, and it is sweet and fluffy, but not extremely sweet. It doesn't smell juvenile. It smells like it's for a grown woman. This also has some sort of like matcha or a green tea note in it that gives it a little bit of an herbal touch. There's also a little bit of ginger in here, but honestly, the ginger to me just keeps it a little bright. It's not a polarizing ginger. Overall, the full-on effect I get from this fragrance is a sweet, fluffy marshmallow that is just soft and airy and leaning gourmand, but not 100% edible. So I think all of those things really make this an easy to wear fragrance. Again, this is one I can wear year round, day or night. I've actually worn this on dates. Like when my collection was smaller, this was one of my date night scents. So I love this fragrance, and I just feel like you can't go wrong with Princess. Like I feel like you just can't. And although Killian is an expensive brand, this is one of their less expensive fragrances in their lineup. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's less expensive than some of the other fragrances in their lineup. So again, that is Killian Princess. The next fragrance I have is from Tom Ford, and this is Metalleque. Now, this fragrance is a polarizing scent. So I would say that maybe don't blind by this, but I feel like if you are to try this out and you like it, this could be a great scent for you. So this is a vanilla fragrance. However, it's not a gourmand vanilla fragrance. So to me, the vanilla in here smells a little sweet and it smells warm, but it smells more like the spice or like vanilla extract or something like that. It does not smell like ice cream cookies, none of that. It's just a warm vanilla that doesn't go too sweet. That is also balanced out by aldehydes in this fragrance. And the aldehydes in this fragrance give it a clean, kind of metallic, cold smell. So think of combining like a warm vanilla with a cold, like metallic smell. May sound weird. And for some people, it is weird. However, I feel like the people that love this fragrance absolutely love it. So if you're able to get your nose on it, I would definitely say do it. I've heard this fragrance is being discontinued, and I'm pretty sure it's true because it's no longer on the Tom Ford website. So if you can get a bottle of this, get it while you can, because I find this to be such an easy wear. Again, can wear year round, and I absolutely love this. It's never overpowering, it's never offensive, and although it can be polarizing for the person sniffing it on the card, I don't find it to be polarizing in the general public. So it's a unique smell, but it's also a very likable smell, and it works for any time of year. I've worn this on like 95-degree days, and I've also worn this in the cold, and there's something about this that I just cannot get enough of. So much so that I have a backup bottle of this. So if you're interested, get your nose on this before it's too late, because when it's really like gone for good, people will jack up the prices and it won't be worth it at that point. But right now, you can still find this for decent prices, and this is one of the less expensive Tom Ford fragrances. So I would highly recommend recommend it. So again, that is Metalleque from Tom Ford. The next fragrance is from Manera, and this is called Amor Cafe. So this fragrance is a coffee and vanilla scent. And I know that coffee can be one of those notes that can be polarizing for people. However, I feel like in this fragrance, it's done in a pretty safe way. So I feel like this fragrance will work for people that like sweet vanillic fragrances. When I smell this, I get some coffee, but I also get vanilla. I also get like something that smells like caramel, a tiny bit of spice. And overall, this is just like comfort in a bottle for me. I love this fragrance. It smells so good. Again, I have a whole video about this fragrance, so I will link it for you all if you want to know more details. But I think this would work well for anybody who's looking for a sweet fragrance. But again, you don't want to smell juvenile. You don't want to smell like any other fragrance you can pick up from Macy's. This is a sweet gourmand fragrance that I feel is really well done and easy to understand, easy to wear, and non-offensive. So again, that is Amor Cafe from Manera. This next fragrance is from the house of Seage, and this is Minnie Mouse. So this bottle is so cute to me. I love this bottle. I know for some of y'all, you probably think this is juvenile, and because of that, you think that the fragrance is going to smell juvenile, but I'm here to tell you it does not. The bottle is beautiful and fun and quirky. However, the fragrance is really well done and definitely an adult scent. So when I smell this fragrance, it is giving me sweet fruitiness. The fruits that I feel like I can smell in this are like strawberry and raspberry. Usually I feel like I pick up more raspberry, but today I feel like I'm getting more strawberry. I also feel like there is some caramel in here and maybe some coconut, but I don't find this to be like a tropical thing. To me, it smells like almost like coconut candy mixed with those fruity flavors and vanilla. It is so good. Now that I'm smelling this, I kind of wish I would have worn this today. It's so good. It's fun. It's flirty. It's feminine. It's easy to wear. But again, it's not the run-of-the-mill scent that you can pick up from Macy's. However, I feel like if I were to gift this fragrance to any woman, they would love it. So it's mass appealing, but still unique and still beautiful and smells high quality. It lasts a long time. And it's just really, really well done. So again, that is House of Seage Minnie Mouse. The next fragrance is from the brand Kayali. And overall, I think that if you're looking to try out niche fragrances, I really like Kayali as a house for that because I feel like a lot of their fragrances are quite wearable. They're sold at Sephora, so if you were to purchase something and didn't like it, you could return it. Sephora will give you your money back as long as it's within their like date return policy. And I just feel like the scents from Kayali are just overall pretty easy to understand and likable for most people. And the price isn't extremely high in my opinion. So the fragrance that I'm talking about today though is Yum Pistachio Gelato. So I love this fragrance. It is fun, it's flirty, but it's unique. So this fragrance opens up with this bright, kind of citrusy note mixed with a nutty vibe from the pistachio, and then it has this underlying sweetness. And the sweetness in here is relatively sweet. Like it kind of smells like ice cream or what. I'm not really super familiar with gelato, but it does remind me of what I would assume gelato would smell like because it's kind of giving ice cream vibes, but like I don't want to say a low-fat ice cream, but like a lightweight ice cream vibe. Like if you just had a little bit of ice cream mixed with these pistachio fruity dessert. It smells absolutely delicious, but it's not like too gourmand. So I feel like sometimes with gourmand fragrances, and what I mean by gourmand fragrances, if you are a newbie, gourmand fragrances just mean they smell like food. So sometimes with gourmand fragrances, it can be too intense for people if it smells too much like food. Some people don't want to smell like literal food. And so I feel like this fragrance is a very nice gateway into a gourmand fragrance because it has those sweet, like nutty, vanillic, fruity aspects, but it's not too gourmand. It's very easy to wear. You can pair this with a lot of different things, like different lotions if you want more out of it. But even if you just wore this alone, I feel like it's an easy wear and you're just gonna smell good. And I do get compliments on this when I wear it, and from people that I wouldn't even expect. I remember one time I was in Target and this lady had to be probably like 65, and she told me how good I smelled and asked me the name of it. And I was shocked because you know, this is a fun kind of fragrance And, you know, I thought it would appeal more to the younger crowd, but honestly, like, she was really interested in what I was wearing, and she said it smelled like nothing she had smelled before. So I feel like if you want to get those type of reactions, this would be a good one to try. I prefer this spring summer. I do know that some people wear it year round, so I feel like if you're a year round type of fragrance gal, you could definitely get away with wearing this one year round. So again, that is Yum Pistachio Gelato from Kayali. And then the last fragrance I want to talk about is from Christian Louboutin, and this is called Luby Rouge. And again, this is a designer fragrance, but this is definitely a luxury designer fragrance. This retails for over $300, so I count that as luxury. Anyway, this fragrance is gorgeous. It is a vanilla and iris and maybe like tonka scent. So when I smell this, I get a little bit of vanilla, but again, it's not like gourmand cupcakey vanilla. This is like an actual like vanilla scent. And then there is iris, which is a purple powdery floral, but it also gives it a little bit of depth. Like, this is not like just a powdery vanilla fragrance. This one has a little bit of depth to it. It has a little bit of floral sweetness. And then there's something darker in here. I don't know if it's tonka, but that's what it smells like to me. And tonka can come off like nutty. It can come off dark, like a dark vanilla. In this fragrance, I find it to give a little bit of a nutty vanilla vibe. When I smell this, I feel like it smells quite simple, but it is so well done. And for that reason, I feel like this will be a good fragrance for people getting into niche, because it is not too hard to understand. It's not extremely complex. It stays the same pretty much from beginning to the end of the life of this fragrance, but it is so well done. It's sophisticated. It could be worn year round. It's not too heavy for summer. It's not too light for winter. And I just feel like wearing this would just make you feel elegant, confident, beautiful. Definitely a feminine scent to me again, but it's not like too frou-frou la-la. So if you were like, say, in corporate America, I definitely feel like this would be a good one to wear to work, because it doesn't give off like feminine flirty vibes, although it does give off like strong feminine vibes in my opinion. So again, that is Luby Rouge from Christian Louboutin. So those were the fragrances that I wanted to share with you. I feel like I should have said this part at the beginning, but all of these fragrances, they're entry level, not by price. So these are fragrances for people that are looking to get into niche fragrances or looking to explore more luxury fragrances, and you don't mind spending money. Or, I mean, some of them are not that expensive, but some of them are. I didn't want to make this price based because that's just not what I wanted to do. Because just because somebody's not really into niche doesn't mean they're not willing to spend $200 plus on a fragrance. So I didn't want to do this just based on price. If you guys would like something that's only on affordable fragrances, definitely let me know, and maybe I can come up with something for you all. But anyway, these are the fragrances that I feel would be good for somebody looking to either expand their fragrance knowledge or getting into fragrance. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I upload videos 3 times a week, so I have tons of content you can check out in your free time. Also, check out my website. It's www.simplyayesha.com. Over there, I do talk about fragrance, but I also talk about other things I enjoy. Get on my email list over there so that we can always stay in contact. If you want to connect with me more, follow me on Instagram. I'm in my stories almost every day, and I love to chat with y'all in my DMs. Also, I'm on TikTok now, so make sure you follow me over there as well. And if you have any suggestions that you want to make as far as for this beginner series, definitely leave it in the comments down below. I'm definitely open to feedback from you all. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.